Tonight, the Cutters CEO made redundant. Calls to pause the easing of COVID restrictions. A man hit in the face by a boat propeller. And so many reasons why tourists should holiday here.
Across Mackay, the Whitsundays and the Coalfields, this is 7 News with Rob Brough.
Good evening. Thanks very much for joining us. Well, our Mackay Cutters have been dealt another major blow, with CEO Maury Fatnauna taking a voluntary redundancy. It comes as the club battles budget restraints and restructures to get through the pandemic. Charmaine Mifsud has more.
Rob, in order for the Mackay Cutters to maintain their long-term survival in the Queensland Cup, CEO Maury Fatnauna has taken an immediate voluntary redundancy. It follows Queensland Rugby League's decision to cancel all 3 statewide competitions in 2020 and pausing funding to its intra-Super Cup clubs. And that's posed a major budget challenge for the Cutters.
Everyone's hurting at the moment. I feel from Oz, I've worked closely for the last couple of years. We want to keep as many people at the coalface as we possibly can. It doesn't look like we're going to get everyone through, unfortunately.
The QRL says it's still unknown what funding it will receive from the NRL. One
of the big concerns that we've had at the beginning of this was the fact that we'd lose good people in our clubs, and it was going to be tough for everybody. So, that's a tough decision that the Cutters have made.
Head coach Michael Crawley and marketing manager Leanne G will now lead the club's management and football operations. The club thanked Fatnauna for his commitment and professional understanding of the difficult decision. Rob.
Thank you very much, Charmaine. Australia's top medical authority has called for a temporary pause on the easing of COVID-19 restrictions as partygoers flouted social distancing laws over the weekend. But Mackay pubs and clubs were packed with revellers, making the most of the relaxed rules.
Closed doors and empty bars. 4 months ago, this was the reality for Mackay pubs and clubs. But now things are changing. Revellers had their first taste of nightlife at the weekend as stage 3 of easing restrictions took effect. But for some businesses, it didn't go to plan.
Unfortunately, I don't know why, but it got out of hand and we had to close the place at 1 o'clock because I think we had more than the numbers we were sort of regulated to have.
Life in stage 3 will take some getting used to.
Saturday I came up with some new ideas and it was perfect.
Harrod Park was also packed.
You could definitely see there was some less cautious people and some more cautious people.
In Brisbane, vision emerged of partygoers packed shoulder to shoulder on the dance floor. It's behaviour like this that's prompted the Australian Medical Association to speak out.
Frankly, it was disappointing and bewildering to see that party time had arrived and that the war is over.
Dr Bartone is calling for a temporary pause on easing restrictions, saying the COVID outbreak in Victoria is a stark reminder that the battle against COVID is far from over.
If you become complacent, if you forget how deadly this virus can be, you are doomed to have failures and situations which lead to potential outbreaks.
Local business owners agree, saying it's better to be safe than sorry.
If it happens in Queensland, we'll go back to stage 1. It's like the enemy you can't see.
Laura Lavelle, 7 News.
27 registered nurses from across Queensland have arrived in Melbourne to help treat patients in Victoria's coronavirus hotspots. The group will be put to work door-knocking residents and manning fever clinics to strengthen the state's testing abilities.
These nurses are going the distance for their colleagues down south, volunteering to lend a hand as Victoria faces its second wave of coronavirus, and they know the risks.
Very nervous, I'm very shaky. I know it's a massive opportunity and I'm forever grateful for it, especially to have that in my career so early on.
A bit nervous, a bit excited.
I'm actually excited. It's a huge opportunity.
The group left Brisbane Airport yesterday and will remain in Victoria for at least 4 weeks, helping to conduct thousands of coronavirus tests across the state.
The level of testing that we've seen in Victoria continues at a very high level, especially in the affected postcodes.
The extra help comes as Victoria recorded 2 deaths and the state's highest number of coronavirus cases in one day, with 127 people testing positive.
They'll be working with Victorian nurses, going into communities, into the hotspots and doing pop-up fever clinics.
They'll offer what help they can to help bring this new outbreak under control.
It could be anywhere. I believe we're roving around into different suburbs, so it'll be anywhere and everywhere that they ask us to go.
Danielle De Pinto, 7 News.
48-year-old man is recovering in Townsville Hospital after he was hit in the face by a boat propeller. Paramedics say the man was injured when he fell off a boat at Seaforth on Saturday. He suffered facial injuries and was transported to Mackay Base Hospital. The rescue chopper later flew him to Townsville, where he remains in a stable condition. Police have scaled back their search in bushland for Finch Hatton man Robert Bottega. The 42-year-old has been missing since June 24 when he didn't show up for work at Coppabella. Police say they've had multiple reports of possible sightings around Nebo over the weekend, with the investigation now focused on following those leads. They're urging anyone who may have seen Mr Bottega or his white Great Wall single cab ute to make contact. There are fears that a drop in price and a lack of demand for our coal may take a toll on Mackay's economy. Our leaders say that Sugar City has been largely unaffected by the global health crisis until now.
Mining supports around 50% of the local economy, mainly through maintenance work at many Paget workshops. But now these businesses are at risk, with coal consumption falling across the globe.
The volumes of coal being transported or exported from Australia are down as well.
The Resource Industry Network says the price of metallurgical coal has almost halved since its peak.
Some companies announce job losses mainly in the contractor space.
But Mackay's mayor says the mining industry is resilient and has been through much worse during recent downturns.
I think we're seasoned enough now to say we don't panic when things like this.
While George Christensen is confident local road projects will provide work for those who've been forced out of a job.
There's major road construction going on with projects such as the Mackay Ring Road, the Mackay Ring Road Stage 2, our Port Access Road, the Walkerston Bypass.
And local leaders claim one thing is clear: the pandemic will pass and mining will bounce back.
This downturn will be fairly short-lived. We would certainly hope, but by the end of this year, that things are starting to look very promising.
Ashley Dwan, 7 News.
A mining multinational has made a $300,000 donation to the Rural Fire Service to help protect our farmland from bushfires. 40 firefighting kits designed for the back of utes have been given to the RFS from Anglo American. The Mackay team usually gets 4 units a year. This donation will give the service 14. Inspector Andrew Howley says most of the current equipment is up to 20 years old.
They're used by our primary producer brigades, cropping or grazing, and they basically drop in the back of their ute. So it allows the property ute to become a fire appliance.
The equipment is designed to be used in rural and remote areas in mining towns. Very much appreciated. We'll take a break. In a moment, Queensland research into the long-term health effects of falling off a ladder and why Mackay and the Whitsunday are a top winter escape.
I want them out of the house.
She's got a few 100,000 reasons to break up this romance.
The 250,000 is just there.
Is the pain worth the power?
Yes.
The shock none of them will see coming.
One of them's got to go.
Big Brother, tonight 7:30 on 7.
Reef Properties, Mackay's respected home builder.
Call Transit Tyres for Kumo tyres. You'll find our prices very interesting.
Can the deals get any bigger? You know they can. We're doing even bigger deals. Bigger deals on patios, carports, aluminium decking, shutters, louvers, room enclosures and more. Call Patio World and save big.
top-notch team of stain experts are testing the toughest stains day and night to develop our best stain removal. New Dynamo Professional Oxy Plus. It removes tough stains for a superior clean. New Dynamo Professional Oxy Plus.
Hey! Brucey, mate, you're looking good. What have you been up to?
Just been shaking it.
Shaking it?
Man shaking it.
See?
Man shake.
See, Merv, you can lose the beer gut without losing all the beers.
I'll drink to that.
Casa Nostra Motel Rockhampton. Peaceful, relaxing accommodation with beautiful modern motel rooms, including 1, 2 and 3 bedroom villas. A rural-style retreat just off the highway with suitable heavy vehicle car parking. And now you can experience the same 4-star comfort with Casa Nostra Motel Mackay on Nebo Road. Newly reopened with new owners and management, featuring fully renovated 1 and 2 bedroom options with kitchenettes, plus beautiful outdoor pool area. Make your next stay with Casa Nostra Motel, Rockhampton and Mackay.
Call Transit Tyres for Mickey Thompson Tyres. You'll find our prices very interesting.
Sure Insurance is delivering fairness to home and contents insurance in regional Queensland. We've already saved customers $1,200 on average. Why wait until renewal? Switch and save today at sure-insurance.com.au.
Real people have their lives completely transformed in 10 days. 10 years younger in 10 days. Tonight after Big Brother. It's their dream.
We're moving to Italy.
That is amazing!
And we want you to come with us.
Would you choose your family or the love of your life?
They want me to move to Italy with them.
I'm not moving to Italy. But are you going?
Home and Away, this week on 7.
Tasty, affordable and delicious. What's for dinner in the next break with Coles?
Nice having you with us here on 7. Well, our doctors have conducted a world-first study into the long-term health effects of falling off a ladder. It's hoped the research will help improve education on home maintenance and promote the use of safety products for DIYers.
Molly Meldrum is possibly the most famous Australian to fall off a ladder, and the 3-metre drop nearly killed him.
It was raining, and then I slipped and went kabang.
The fall left the music icon in a coma, fighting for life.
It's been a bit of a gruelling thing going to rehab all the time.
The University of Queensland analysed the long-term effects of ladder falls in 177 people. The research was carried out pre-pandemic, or there might have been more cases during home isolation. 70% of patients were men aged 55 or over doing home maintenance. Most were off work for 8 weeks.
1 in 6 were still not back to normal at 6 months' time. We found ongoing problems with sleep disturbance, depression and pain and anxiety with that.
If you use a ladder, follow our firefighters' lead. Make sure the ladder is on stable ground, not wet or slippery, and keep an eye on what's above you.
We always work in pairs. We have someone footing the ladder or someone actually holding it.
The UQ study also pushes for compulsory safety education.
Possibly legislative requirements that ladders are sold with safety restraints.
Simon Nichols, 7 News.
Qantas is the latest airline to slash fares in a bid to kickstart the aviation sector after lockdown. Discounts of up to 45% were on offer this morning. You could buy a ticket from Mackay to Brisbane for just $109. Alliance Airlines has also lowered its airfares for Whitsunday residents. The locals fare will be a fixed price of $156 from Proserpine Airport to Brisbane. Well, for those choosing to holiday in their own backyard, we've been exploring the best of regional Queensland. Tonight it's a flight over an Aussie natural wonder, a beach escape and a tasty visit to a sugar shack.
Whether it's a scenic flight over the heart of the Great Barrier Reef, a hike along Australia's whitest beach, or a swim in clear blue waters, the Whitsundays has it all.
If you're going to visit Airlie Beach now, it's definitely the time.
with a great accommodation, great prices. We do some jet ski tours as well as a boat that goes out to Whitehaven, and we do snorkelling adventures as well amongst all the reefs here.
Airlie Beach pilot Peter Jowett says he's keen to take travellers on tour, with local cafes, restaurants and bars all reopening too.
There was a time there where we were all doing it quite tough. The numbers have definitely increased, and we're seeing them increase every day on day at the moment, and we do really want to see that continue towards the end of the year.
When you're finished in the tropical oasis, a short drive south will take visitors to the Mackay region.
We're seeing a lot more caravans up and down the road. Our visitor information centres are busy again. We're working with tourism operators to really get our tourism experiences out to the rest of Australia.
And there's never been a better time to visit. Tourism Mackay says there's up to 50% off on accommodation and tours.
So our Wallaby experience out at Cape Hillsborough is probably our signature experience. Getting up to Youngler and getting into the rainforest is very unique as well.
Plus, you can't go past Serena's Sugar Shed rum. Keziah Dawn, 7 News.
Well, the pictures look amazing, don't they? Now, a North Queensland banana farmer has found unexpected fame on social media app TikTok. Shwindler Singh Man, who moved to the far north 12 years ago, posted a video of his daily work. It shows the farmer harvesting a bunch of bananas by cutting it down in 2 chops. His smooth technique has been watched across the globe more than 35 million times. Okie dokie. Let's get into sport. Plenty of reflection at Cowboys HQ this morning, Luke Amo.
There needed to be too, Rob. It's a quick turnaround for North Queensland, and players are wasting no time trying to turn around Friday night's dismal defeat. They do face the Premiers, though. We'll have more on that next. And Mackay softball players are back in full swing this weekend with a new grade in the mix.
And Gracia here from Mackay Restaurant. Tonight we are back for some more delicious family value recipes.
This dish will bring amazing aromas into your kitchen. Our Indonesian braised pork is definitely a little slice of comfort you need this winter.
At under $5 per serve, this is an affordable dinner solution.
So let's get cooking. We're gonna start by making the spice base, and we're gonna use half a Spanish onion and 25 grams of garlic, which we're gonna blitz into a paste. So for our Indonesian braised pork, the highlight of the dish is this pork leg. For this recipe, you only need 1 kilo. So what you can do is just cut what you need, either freeze it or save it for another dish. Cut it into quite small pieces. And what we love about this cut of pork is that it's got a little bit of fat in there. It's gonna add extra flavor.
So Gracia, the next thing we're gonna do is we got some flour here. I'm gonna pass that to you. And you're gonna lightly toss it. Some salt.
And the first thing we're gonna do is sear our pork.
So we're going to take it off. Pop all the spice base in. 1 tablespoon of ginger going in as well.
4 pieces of cardamom.
1 cinnamon stick.
3 pieces of cloves.
We've got this beautiful coriander seed powder in there.
And now it's time to add the sealed pork back in. And Tasia, at under $5 per serve, this is definitely one of the dishes that I will be cooking this winter.
2 cups of kecap manis. Half of a teaspoon of white pepper.
We're gonna add about 1 tablespoon of nutmeg. So we're gonna add enough water just to cover it. 2 cubes of the beef stock powder. 2 tomatoes. We need to make sure we cook this for 1 to 1.5 hours until the pork is completely tender.
But in the meantime, we're gonna serve this with a beautiful jasmine rice, and I'm just gonna cook that in my rice cooker. The pork is caramelized. Look at the sauce.
There you have it, our Indonesian braised pork served with warm jasmine rice. And Tasia, to finish, we do the honor of just sprinkling some fried shallots, around 3 tablespoons, just for some crunch and a little bit more flavor. In under $5 per serve, it is a great family value recipe. So for more recipes like this, head to coles.com.au. Happy cooking. Bye!
Tonight's Sport Report brought to you by The Reef Properties, your local home builder.
Welcome back to 7 News. The North Queensland Cowboys were quick to critique their individual performances this morning, labelling Friday night's 42-4 thrashing as unacceptable. Star fullback Valentine Holmes says they need to put full faith in the coach Paul Green if they're any chance of turning the tables against the reigning premiers on Thursday night.
The Cowboys know what's at stake. The ladder-leading Eels 1 week and two-time premiers the next.
The way we're playing, it's not good enough, and for the team we have and the way we're playing, it's just unacceptable.
A 4-try touch-up from Mackay made it a Friday night to forget for the Cowboys.
Coming into training today, it's just got to kind of push that performance, behind us, even though it did happen, and we really got to focus on Thursday.
Clifford was quick to slate his own form.
I feel like I've let people down, and I really just want to turn that around this weekend, and that starts today. And I've got to play a lot better than what I did on the weekend. It wasn't acceptable the way I played, and I know I can do better, and I just need to let actions speak louder than the words.
But Holmes says it's on the entire team to turn the tables.
Having confidence doing it and backing what Greeny's throwing at us and to do whatever he says. Sometimes I feel like we're going away from all that, and I feel like we just got to kind of stick to that.
The Roosters are also without some key experience Thursday night and also on a redemption mission.
They've got a lot of depth in their team, and they're a very classy side, so it doesn't matter who they put there, they're going to get a job done.
I still believe in the team we have, and it's obviously showed, last week they played really well, and it's obviously there in us. We can do it. It's just, I think it's just a lot of effort areas.
Friday night's right edge is one of those.
Now that I'm back, full healthy, I need to get my work done with the team and with the group, and work on some combinations.
Charmaine Mifsud, 7 News.
Switching sports now, Mackay softball will make its long-anticipated return to the Diamond this weekend in a shortened 10-week comp. The season will be reduced to just 3 competitions, juniors, men's and women's, and there'll be no final series. The top 2 teams in each comp will go straight through to a grand final.
A little nervous against the under-14s because I was with the under-11s, now I'm going up a grade. Yeah, I think I'm ready, but not if I'm pitching from a really fast person.
Yeah, well said, buddy. And organisers are hoping to create a stronger pathway for its juniors with Mackay's first under-16s competition this season.
It's going to be really interesting to see how that rolls out. We expect there could be a couple of sticky moments just with it being new, but I think the kids are keen.
The state championships are still going ahead in September. Comps begin from 9 a.m. Saturday. Queensland young gun Kira Stevens has been touted a Tokyo hopeful in the pool for Australia next year, and the 12-month pathway to the Paralympics has become clearer thanks to Swimming Australia. Now, Kira says having races in the pipeline will give her extra motivation in the pool in the coming months.
The past 3 months have been a tricky time for Queensland's top athletes. For some, training without an event in sight has been a gruelling process. But for swimmers like Paralympic hopeful Kira Stevens, that's about to change, with Swimming Australia releasing its 2020-2021 race calendar.
It's really exciting that the calendars come out now and we have some definite dates that we can work towards.
The first is a short course prep event in late August. Following that, Kira Stevens will meet up with her national team squad mates for a Paradolphins training camp in September.
Being competitive animals that they are in races, it's nice for them to know what they've got coming up and when they've got things coming up, and something it's really important for them to have something to put their training towards. It'd be nice for her to have at least one meet a month between now and June.
In April, Kira will take part in Nationals. That will act as her final marquee event in the lead up to trials for Tokyo in mid-June.
Well, I know what I have to work towards, and getting up and racing again will be really good just to see where I'm at heading into Tokyo next year.
She's well and truly on track to sort of qualify and make the team, and it's not just make the team, but sort of go deep into finals at the games themselves.
Liam Bland, 7 News.
Too bad, Rob. We would have been in Olympic fever about now, but we'll just have to wait until next year.
Oh, we're in Bill phase again now, aren't we, for next year?
Wait.
Good on you, Luke. Thank you, mate. It was a bit cold this morning. Should be warmer tonight, but Liv will have all the details right after the break with the weather here on 7.
Get ready for jaw-dropping action.
Just pull it out! I can!
New America's Got Talent, Wednesday on 7.
Treat yourself to a smooth, delicious barista-made McCafe coffee, and we could treat you to a free coffee every day for a year. Drive through and buy any McCafe drink and go in the running to be your local McCafe winner.
The rear-wheel drive Kia Stinger. It took 7 years to create and 4.9 seconds to understand why.
Mackay Outdoor Power Centre is now also located at North Point Retail Centre, selling Honda and Stihl outdoor power equipment and Stiga ride-on mowers and spare parts. 2 convenient locations, North Point Retail Centre and Nebo Road, West Mackay.
Get your battery tested free at Autobarn Mackay. We stock batteries and jump starters for cars, bikes, jet skis, boats and generators or batteries to run 12-volt appliances in caravans and campers. Get up to a 40-month warranty and your battery fitted at Autobarn Mackay.
QME is proud to support our local community, and together our actions today will help strengthen the economy of tomorrow. QME is the heart of Queensland mining and engineering, working together to build a stronger Mackay.
Looking for used cars? It's got to be Auto Corner Mackay. If you need a small city runaround, a family-sized SUV, or even something to tow the tinny, it's got to be Auto Corner Mackay. With up to 100 workshop guaranteed cars to choose from, all in one location and hassle-free finance, it's got to be Auto Corner Mackay. For the best-looking team and unbeatable service, it's got to be Auto Corner Mackay. Find us on the corner of Nebo Road and Shakespeare Street, or autocorner.com.au. It's got to be Auto Corner Mackay.
Can the deals get any bigger? You know they can. We're doing even bigger deals. Bigger deals on patios, carports, aluminium decking, shutters, louvers, room enclosures and more. Call Patio World and save big.
How do you think you go dating 8 ladies?
It's going to be scary.
We're all here for the same reason, to fall in love.
Any girl gets jealous about that.
Super important that I pick the right girl. I'm in a bloody pickle, mate.
New Farmer Wants a Wife, this July on 7.
G'day folks, Livio Regano with tonight's weather. After a weekend of frosty mornings and brilliant sunshine, the predictable cycle's about to repeat itself. In the days ahead, our nights will start warming up again as winds shift from the land to the sea. Clouds will return to the sky and showers will reappear from about midweek, just on the coast at first, but eventually spreading inland. Overnight minimum temperatures have been the main talk of the town, and you can see why. Just 7 degrees this morning in Mackay and 7 also at Proserpine, with tops mainly in the low 20s. Moving to the satellite loop now, pretty clear across Queensland though, not totally cloud-free. A few patches of high cloud did straddle just across the southern Capricornia today. A few little ones just along the coastline as well, not productive in any way. Basically the rainfalls across the state were almost all nil in all the gauges we've had, only 1 or 2 very light drops. For today's chart, our main influence, if you like, is our high pressure system. Pretty large system now moving just across Adelaide into Victoria. It's a very broad system and its anti-clockwise flow is dragging up very cold, dry air from the southwest, projecting it well into the tropics. And even though the winds are quite fresh on the coast, inland they've dropped enough to allow some pretty widespread frost to settle across the southern inland. Some pretty low temperatures, sub-zero. On tomorrow's chart, just slightly warmer. What happens here with a slow eastward movement of the high, the southerly winds become more southeasterly, a little bit more moisture and more cloud. Then on the outlook chart, another 24 hours of southeast wind will mean the showers will start to get going along the coast and eventually spread inland. Now the latest from the Weather Bureau, the boating forecast for Mackay waters, southeast winds 15 to 20 knots tomorrow and Wednesday. And would you believe even on Thursday, still southeast 15 to 20, no change. Tides peaked on last night's full moon and tomorrow's swing will be equally wide almost. High around midday, low at dawn and dusk and an even bigger high tide late at night. The central coast and mid-Sundays, a slight chance of a coastal shower only. Fine inland, Mackay 23 degrees, a low of 13, a bit warmer. 25 for Bowen, Proserpine 24. Central highlands and coalfields, some early frost, then a mostly sunny day with Emerald ranging 7 to 25 degrees, Claremont 4 to 24, Moranbah also 24. Looking ahead for Mackay, from this Wednesday, the threat of showers will rise again as nights get warmer, and that threat will persist into the weekend. Daytime temperatures remaining fairly steady. That's all for tonight, folks. Pleasure to have your company as always, and thanks for watching 7 Local Weather. I'll be back tomorrow with more on the latest. Hope you can join me then. Now it's back to the team.
Good on you, Liv. Thank you very much, mate. As always, thanks for your company, folks. And a reminder, if you missed anything, we have that replay on 7+. Otherwise, we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Take care. Good night.
Tonight.